Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. 2025 NFL Draft Edge Rusher Rankings, Abdul Carter stands above the rest. Player comparisons can be annoying for NFL draft prospects looking to make a name for themselves. Perhaps even Abdul Carter is tired of hearing about how similar he is to his good friend Micah Parsons, who sported number 11 at Penn State a few years before Carter did. But at least Carter's player comp list is short, because NFL players aren't doing what Parsons has done for the Dallas Cowboys since entering the league as a 2021 first-round pick. Carter has the rare double high ceiling of possibly being dominant at multiple positions, edge rusher and off-ball linebacker. Many say they can play both positions, but edge rushers aren't dropping back in coverage with ease and off-ball linebackers aren't consistently winning one-on-one matchups with top offensive tackles. Parsons has routinely done both, to the point that the Cowboys have gone back and forth on what position to list him at on their roster, perhaps an attempt to save a few million on Parsons's next contract. Defensive end or linebacker, it doesn't matter because Parsons will likely end up being the highest-paid non-quarterback in the league before Week 1 this upcoming season. That's who Carter is being compared to, and why he's one of two players in the conversation for being the best overall prospect in the 2025 draft. The other, Travis Hunter, has a shot of being a full-time standout at wide receiver and cornerback. Carter and Parsons have similar skill sets, but Parsons entered the draft as an off-ball linebacker and made a last-minute switch to edge rusher because injuries at the position hit the Cowboys before Parsons's regular season debut. Perhaps Carter has an advantage because he made the switch from linebacker to full-time pass rusher before his final season at Penn State. He showed flashes of being a game wrecker, but he's still considered a raw prospect for the position, which is a bit concerning for some NFL coaches. Sometimes doing too much before mastering one position can be the downfall of the freak athletes. Abdul has premier edge traits, an NFL defensive coach told Sports Illustrated. He is a raw, unfinished product. He has elite get-off, bend and burst to close. He has natural pass rush instincts that are hard to find. But definitely a work in progress from a toolbox standpoint. I personally think there's more risk in this player than some are making it out to be. With Hunter, NFL decision-makers at least know he's close to being a finished product at his two positions, perhaps the tiebreaker for the Cleveland Browns in the likely scenario of having to pick between Hunter and Carter with the number 2 pick come April 24 in Green Bay. And maybe it says something that the Tennessee Titans have made it obvious that they're probably going to open the draft by making Miami quarterback Cam Ward the number 1 pick over Carter, who's coming off an injury to his shoulder and reportedly dealing with a foot injury. Despite the concerns, Carter likely won't wait long to hear his name called because of his untapped potential. And if he somehow falls outside the top 5, there will be a handful of defensive coordinators screaming at their GMs to trade up to get him because of the endless possibilities of having a defensive enforcer capable of playing multiple positions. Cowboys news, Dallas mock drafts, player evaluations and meetings. If the Cowboys are looking for a ready-made replacement for Zach Martin, Donovan Jackson may be it. Jackson's versatility to play guard or tackle at a high level is incredibly intriguing, and NFL teams are seeing it too, with most projections having Jackson go in the late first to second round. Brian Schottenheimer has told reporters that the Cowboys want to put their best 5 offensive linemen on the field when Week 1 of the 2025 season rolls around, regardless of position. If that's the case, then Jackson is a player you'd want because you can draft him and figure out where to slot him amongst the rest of your group after that. When projected first-round pick Josh Simmons suffered an injury midway through the season last year, Jackson slid from left guard to left tackle. In his first game, Jackson struggled mightily against Penn State edge Abdul Carter, who is widely considered to be one of if not the best overall prospects in this upcoming draft class. After that game, he did not give up a sack the rest of the season, and didn't give up any sacks while he played at left guard either. The question for the Cowboys is after losing Zach Martin, do they feel confident enough in the players in the room right now, Brock Hoffman, TJ Bass, Robert Jones, to be able to play at a high enough level for 17 games? If they don't and feel like they need to grab someone who can develop into that kind of player, then Jackson fits the bill of a prospect that could be a great long-term addition. Cowboys urged to consider veteran receiver in free agency. Keenan Allen may not be as explosive as he used to be, per se, but the fact remains that the Dallas Cowboys still do not have a definitive WR2 next to CeeDee Lamb. Mock drafts say the Cowboys could very likely find that player in the first few rounds of the NFL draft, and we aren't disagreeing with that idea. But we wouldn't be surprised if the front office went another direction either. In the event that owner Jerry Jones has another prospect in mind in the draft, the free agency market would be the next best option to find Dallas a starting caliber receiver. Except, the well is almost dried up. The Cowboys have missed on numerous rumor mill proposals, including Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, and DK Metcalf to name a few. Was Dallas going to cough up loads of money for those guys to be a second option? No way. That's why many of them signed $20 million deals elsewhere, despite any Cowboys rumors. However, there are still some options that may be slightly more affordable. One player still searching for a new home is Keenan Allen from the Chicago Bears. The longtime Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver spent 11 seasons in SoCal before getting traded to the Chicago Bears before the 2024 season in exchange for a fourth-round pick. After a one-year, $18.1 million contract, Allen has now become an unrestricted free agent. In many eyes, he is the top receiver still available right now. The Dallas Cowboys could change that. And it wouldn't be a bad idea either. Allen is 32 years old, and while 2024 was the biggest production drop-off of his career thus far, context matters. He was in a Chicago offense led by an up-and-down rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams and a crowded receiver room alongside DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. Still, Allen found ways to contribute. He progressively got better as last season went on and was Chicago's most reliable target on third downs and in the red zone. He put up 744 yards and 7 touchdowns on 70 receptions as a second option, 27.3% target share. Allen's play style may be reminiscent of Brandon Cook's, and we saw how that played out in Dallas, but under new coaching, the Cowboys may find a fit for Allen's strengths in the game plan. He may not blow the top off of defenses with downfield speed, but his precise route running, elite hands, and overall veteran reliability would serve quarterback Dak Prescott well. He also has been known to be a willing run blocker on the outside, something that could benefit a Brian Schottenheimer offensive scheme. There's no guarantee you can get that kind of reliability out of a rookie. Allen still provides a lot of value, especially in a second option role, but an issue for the Cowboys would be the financials. Dallas still has some spending money, but they likely will not pay top dollar for a receiver when they could invest in a rookie or find a cheaper option. Allen's Spotrac market value is set at $11.1 million annually, which could work out in the Cowboys' favor on a one-year experimental deal. But remember, he was given $18 million last year. He could have a much steeper asking price than his perceived value. Nonetheless, Keenan Allen is as enticing a free agent receiver as there is on the market. Whether or not Dallas looks to invest in his services depends on their plans in this month's NFL draft and any other selectively aggressive moves this offseason. And you fan? What do you think about Keenan Allen's situation? Write to us in the comments.